Let's get right to the breaking news on the SpaceX test flight, with splashdown of the rocket expected at any moment.
Did you know that SpaceX is aiming for 25 Starship launches per year by 2025? That's one launch every 2 weeks. But here's the kicker. Their current landing system just can't keep up with this ambitious goal. Enter their new strategy, ocean landings on floating platforms. This isn't just a small tweak, it's a complete overhaul of how we think about spacecraft landings. By using this method, SpaceX could potentially reduce the turnaround time between launches from weeks to mere days. Want to know how this seemingly simple change could catapult us into a new era of space exploration? Stay tuned as we break down the numbers and the science behind this game-changing strategy. The Starship dilemma: too many launches, not enough time. Picture this. SpaceX, the company that's been pushing the boundaries of space exploration, has set its sights on an incredible goal. They want to launch starships into the cosmos as frequently as we grab our morning coffee. But there's a massive obstacle standing in their way, and it's not what you might think. SpaceX's dream of frequent Starship launches is facing a major hurdle, and it's all about the landing. The current system they use to catch these massive spacecraft just can't keep up with their ambitious launch schedule. Let's break it down. SpaceX has been using the Mechazilla catch system, an impressive piece of engineering with giant arms designed to pluck the Starship out of the air as it descends. This system requires precision, time, and a lot of preparation between launches. SpaceX is aiming for 25 Starship launches per year by 2025. That's one launch every 2 weeks. And their ultimate goal? Daily launches. Can you imagine a world where spacecraft take off as regularly as planes at a busy airport? But here's the problem. The current landing procedures take weeks to complete. That's fine for occasional launches, but it's a massive roadblock when you're aiming for daily takeoffs. So, what's SpaceX's solution to this seemingly impossible challenge? They've come up with something so audacious, it sounds like science fiction. Ocean landings on floating platforms. Instead of trying to catch these massive spacecraft on land, SpaceX plans to let them splash down in the ocean. But don't worry, they're not just letting these multi-million-dollar rockets take a swim. The plan involves specially designed floating platforms that will catch the starships as they land. This isn't a small tweak, it's a complete overhaul of spacecraft landings. By using this method, SpaceX could potentially reduce the turnaround time between launches from weeks to mere days. It's like going from a pit stop that takes hours to one that takes seconds in Formula One racing. This innovative approach could be the key to unlocking the future of frequent space travel, turning the dream of daily launches into a reality. Splashdown 2.0, the ocean landing revolution. Ocean landings aren't new, but SpaceX's plan has everyone buzzing. Why? Because this isn't your typical splashdown. It's a whole new ballgame. We're talking about landing a massive rocket, not a tiny capsule, on a floating platform in the middle of the ocean. It's like trying to land a skyscraper on a surfboard. SpaceX is revolutionizing the concept of ocean landings. Picture a Starship, taller than the Statue of Liberty, descending from the sky onto a floating platform bobbing in the waves. The challenges are mind-boggling. Unpredictable ocean conditions, the risk of tipping over, and the sheer force of a massive rocket touching down on a floating surface make this an engineering nightmare. But SpaceX has a few tricks up its sleeve. They're giving Starship a complete makeover for ocean landings. The landing legs are crucial. They need to withstand intense forces while being foldable enough to avoid damage during re-entry. It's like designing a high-tech umbrella that can support the weight of a building. The floating platforms themselves are engineering marvels. SpaceX plans to position at least 3 new versions of these drone ships in different oceanic zones, including the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico. These platforms need to handle the heat from engines generating thrust levels of up to 10,000 tons. To combat this, SpaceX is developing enhanced cooling systems. As Starship descends, its Raptor engines blasting, the drone ship unleashes a massive deluge of water, creating a cushion of cool air between the ship and the rocket. While we're focused on the spectacle of rockets splashing down in the ocean, there's a bigger picture. These ocean landings are a testing ground for future missions to the moon and beyond. By mastering landings in unpredictable ocean conditions, SpaceX is gaining invaluable experience for touching down on other worlds. The challenges they're tackling now, from stabilizing massive structures on uneven surfaces to managing extreme heat, are directly applicable to lunar and Martian landings. So as we watch these incredible ocean landings unfold, remember, we're not just seeing a rocket touch down on water, we're witnessing the first steps towards humanity's next giant leap into space. Engineering marvels, supersized drone ships and folding legs. Folks, we're about to explore some jaw-dropping engineering marvels that'll make your head spin. Those floating platforms we mentioned, they're not just any old rafts. These are supersized drone ships, custom-built to catch a rocket taller than the Statue of Liberty. Can you even wrap your mind around that? Let's dive into the nitty-gritty. SpaceX is creating an entirely new beast with these autonomous spaceport drone ships, ASDS. They're bigger, smarter, and way more complex than anything we've seen before. But here's the real kicker. These ships need to be stable enough to catch a massive rocket in the middle of the ocean. It's like trying to balance an elephant on a surfboard during a hurricane. The engineering challenges are mind-boggling. How do you keep a platform steady in choppy waters? How do you distribute the immense weight of a landing Starship? These are the questions keeping SpaceX engineers up at night. These drone ships might use advanced stabilization systems and a network of shock absorbers to handle the impact. But wait, there's more. Picture a rocket with legs that fold up like an origami masterpiece. That's right, SpaceX is developing innovative folding landing legs for Starship. These need to be strong enough to support a 50-meter-tall rocket, yet flexible enough to fold away during flight. It's like designing a chair that can support an elephant, but also fit in your pocket. Why go through all this trouble? Well, that's where things get really exciting. These new technologies are the key to unlocking a whole new era of space exploration. By mastering ocean landings, SpaceX could dramatically increase their launch frequency. We're talking about going from a handful of launches per year to potentially daily flights. But it's not just about launching more rockets. It's about expanding our payload capacity. By landing Starship on these drone ships, SpaceX can optimize fuel usage and potentially carry more cargo into space. That means bigger satellites, more supplies for space stations, and even the building blocks for future Moon and Mars colonies. And here's a thought to ponder. How might this technology be adapted for other uses in the future? The possibilities are endless. Beyond Earth, preparing for Moon and Mars. Imagine standing on Mars, watching a spacecraft gracefully touch down on the red planet's dusty surface. This isn't science fiction. It's the future SpaceX is building with their revolutionary ocean landing technology. These floating platforms are more than just cool tech. They're our gateway to the cosmos. Landing on other worlds isn't as simple as scaling up Earth-based tech. Each celestial body presents unique challenges. The Moon's surface is a minefield of craters and boulders, while Mars has an atmosphere so thin it's like landing in a vacuum. SpaceX's ocean landing strategy is the key to conquering these cosmic curveballs. By mastering landings on moving, unstable surfaces, SpaceX is creating a universal landing system. Think of it as high-tech, shape-shifting feet that can handle the Moon's cratered surface and Mars' rocky landscape. It's like giving Starship a pair of cosmic hiking boots. But the real game changer is what this technology means for scientific exploration. Starship could become a cosmic courier service, bringing back moon rocks, Mars samples, and who knows what else. This landing system could revolutionize our understanding of other planets. The timeline for these missions is closer than you might think. SpaceX has announced plans for an uncrewed Starship mission to Mars within the next 2 years. Moon missions could follow shortly after, with human missions to both celestial bodies potentially happening in the near future. Each celestial body will require a unique approach. The Moon's extreme temperature swings and Mars' infamous dust storms present additional challenges. But SpaceX isn't one to shy away from a challenge. Elon Musk himself has emphasized the importance of these landing legs for Mars missions, stating, "And that's how we will land on Mars." As we stand on the brink of becoming an interplanetary species, it's clear that these aren't just fancy rocket accessories. They're the key to unlocking the cosmos. In just a few short years, we could be watching a Starship touch down on Mars, opening a new chapter in human space exploration. The future of space travel is here, and it's more exciting than we ever imagined. SpaceX's ocean landing strategy is revolutionizing space travel, potentially making it as accessible as everyday transportation. This innovative approach could redefine our relationship with the cosmos, opening up incredible possibilities for exploration and even space tourism. While challenges remain, from perfecting landing systems to adapting to different planetary environments, the future looks promising. What do you think will be the biggest hurdle for SpaceX's ocean landing strategy? Share your predictions in the comments. Don't miss our next video, how SpaceX will build the first moon base. Subscribe and turn on notifications to join us on this cosmic journey. Your engagement could spark the next big idea in space exploration. Until next time, keep looking up and dreaming of the stars.